Okay, we're back, guys. We're back. We got a name change. Honestly, you guys like the name. We're the Loaded. What are we? Loaded Slate.
Loaded Slate, rather, sports podcast.
Why did you guys change it?
Because it just sounds better.
Oh.
Say we have an absolutely loaded slate,
and we always have a loaded slate to talk about.
Exactly.
We always got so much to talk about, and that's no different today. We got another, loaded slate, really.
Yeah, exactly.
To get to, and I mean,
loaded slate of NFL transfer portal news.
Yeah, we got to talk about so much.
Shit.
I think we should start first, really, with transfer portal talk. Truthfully, to kick the show off here, guys. I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is crazy enough, the Michigan Wolverines have the number one transfer class in the country right now. According to 247 Sports and On3 Sports, the number one recruiting class. Transfer class, I should say.
Yeah. It's nuts. I mean, there was obviously chatter in the past couple of years since the transfer portal has really taken off that Jim Harbaugh, doesn't like to utilize the transfer portal. It's like, forbidden. But now, I mean, they got the number one class in the transfer portal this season with probably north of 7 commits now.
Yeah, Ladarius Henderson,
Yeah.
AJ Barner today. I mean, Josiah Stewart a couple days ago from Coastal. I mean,
Jack Tuttle today.
Chris Hinton's younger brother, Miles Hinton, offensive tackle from Stanford. They're reloading on the O-line from the two-time award-winning Joe Moore Award winners. I mean, Sharon Moore does a great job with the O-lineman, and he just brought in 2 studs.
They're looking to three-peat that award. No doubt that they have been a force to be reckoned with in the trenches.
And even comes back, he's going to go crazy.
In both sides, in both trenches, they've been a force to be reckoned with for the past couple of years. And I mean, we see that with Ernest Hausman, is that who you pronounce it?
Ernest Hausman.
Coming off the edge, too. So
linebacker, I mean, he had 10 tackles when Michigan played Nebraska earlier this year. And I mean, he was lightly recruited out of Michigan, coming out of high school. But I mean, commits to them here in the portal, ranked a 4-star here in the transfer portal. I mean, this guy, I think he had like 60 tackles as a true freshman at Nebraska. This guy, he's going to be a stud next to Junior Colson. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
For the
Nikhai Hill-Green, too. Will be back from injury as well.
I'm really excited for the linebacking core going forward.
They're going to have some dogs. They're definitely going to have some absolute dogs.
Let's touch on, AJ Barner, too. He's coming in, just committed a couple hours ago, really. He's trying to fill that, that Eric All role, Luke Schoonmaker role next to Colston Loveland next year, ranked a 4-star here in the portal as well.
I mean, he's just going to be an elite presence at that tight end
position.
Yeah,
Michigan loves to use their tight ends.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen JJ countless times this season target Luke Schoonmaker on third down. It's just his go-to third down target is the tight ends.
And Loveland.
Exactly.
Loveland. As of late, too, he's really He's really come out of the scene as of late.
Loveland toward the end of the season broke out. So, I mean, I see limitless potential for AJ Barner.
Yeah, and
in this offense.
For sure. And let's talk about, a couple other guys here in the transfer portal. Last night, I think it was, we saw Travis Hunter enter the transfer portal. I mean, this guy was the number one player in his class, I think, last year. And I mean, out of Jackson State, probably going to be Colorado, but, look for, some other schools here, Florida State, Georgia, too, to try to, persuade Travis to come and play for them next season.
Yeah,
for sure.
We had just noticed that this might be a smoke screen, but we had noticed that he had followed Jim Harbaugh and a bunch of the other Michigan guys on Twitter and Instagram as well. So obviously they got the number one class in the transfer portal as of right now. Don't want to sound like too much of a homer here, but it could happen. So.
It could.
I mean, he might freaking come just for the chance at winning a championship. I mean, we are competing at the top of the college football right now.
They've really become the benchmark program in the Big Ten, and for especially in the defensive side of the ball, it'd be a huge addition.
Yeah, next to Will Johnson.
Oh yeah,
and those safeties that they have as well too.
And,
yeah. Let's talk about probably the number one quarterback right now in the portal, Devin Leary. He just committed to Kentucky, I think, a couple days ago. And I mean, this is a huge get for Kentucky. Obviously they're losing Will Levis from their team. They've had some success here as of late with transfer quarterbacks. I think this is a big time get for Mark Stoops and company.
I love the landing spot for Devin Leary, honestly. I mean, we've seen what Will Levis has done in that Wildcats offense these past couple of years, really turned himself into kind of a first round draft pick.
Yeah, most likely.
So I mean, I would love to see Devin Leary do the same. For the Wildcats, as we mentioned, but I don't know. I think it's a good fit for both parties. To be honest, I was kind of surprised when I saw this news. I wasn't really thinking that he would commit there,
Yeah, he
But
really committed
it's a pleasant surprise.
rather quickly too. I mean, I thought he was going to, kind of take his time here a little bit. Take a peek at some other options. Maybe take a couple more visits. But
he committed quick, but not Cade McNamara quick. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure. Cade McNamara was there. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, that was a little bit quick.
Yeah, but I mean, great get for Mark Stoops and Co.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
they're going to be, and they've been a force these last couple of years. A team that you can't just sleep on anymore. Just it's Kentucky on the schedule. This is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Stoops has them playing at a very high level, and on the defensive side of the ball too. Great defensive team these last couple of seasons.
What was it? Was it Zach Pascal or Josh Pascal came out of?
The Lions went to the Lions.
Yeah, Lions. Huge edge rusher for them too. Was super talented. So they got guys on both sides of the ball and could be a threat in the SEC.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's talk about another guy, a linebacker out of Oregon, too. Justin Flo. He committed to Zona a couple days ago in Jed Fish, guys. I mean, this kid was one of the best players, in the country as a true freshman, and, I mean, as last season as well. And, I mean, this is a huge get for Arizona.
He's always had a lot of hype following him, and obviously for good reason because he's an elite player. He decided to go back home to his home state, I believe, to Arizona.
I mean, he's from the West Coast area. So I mean,
so that one to me isn't really as surprising as maybe a Will Levis to Kentucky, but I like the fit. I mean,
I do too.
You can't hate on Jed Fish and those guys. So
yeah, and I mean, let's not forget, this was an Arizona team that really could use help on the defensive side of the ball too. I mean,
for sure
makes the Pac-12 interesting that way. I mean,
for sure.
Who did they upset this past season?
UCLA.
They upset UCLA, and DTR and Zach Charbonnet. So
yeah, really kind of ended their Pac-12 Pac-12 championship hopes. Yeah, really, that was the game.
They were in the driver's seat for a bit too. There was a bunch of teams the Pac-12 was just a cluster of a bunch of teams that kind of had control but didn't really. And UCLA, toward the beginning of the season, they had a pretty good run at, possibly making it to the Pac-12 championship game. But
for sure,
Arizona ended that. So, But yeah, no, I like the fit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's talk about another guy. This tight end here, Jaheim Bell. This is a guy at Florida State. He really didn't have the production that he was hoping. The staff was hoping, but and I mean, this is a kid that has a ton of potential too. And I mean, he's ranked a 4-star here in the transfer portal rankings, and he's going to Florida State playing for Mike Norvell in that offense. And obviously we just saw Jordan Travis. He's coming back for another season, and he's getting a big time weapon here on the outside here in Jaheim Bell. And I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with next season in the ACC there.
Jaheim Bell, he's going from a program that's building something to a program that's really building something, in my opinion. Like, obviously, we talk about Beamer Ball and all that stuff going down in Columbia, which is awesome. But, I mean, Mike Norvell in Florida State, they are building a monster.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, they're going to definitely be a force to be reckoned with in the ACC next season. And, I mean, I think they've rattled off 4 straight wins now since that 3-game losing streak earlier in the season, and they're playing their best ball this season, and this is a big time addition for them.
They beat Florida and Miami this season. Both are rivals.
Rivalry wins, and those are big recruiting wins as well too. And
absolutely.
I mean, they're going to have the upper hand now in this class, and I mean, who wouldn't want to play for Florida State right now with all the momentum and the hype that they're generating?
Exactly, and you mentioned Jordan Travis will be back for another season too. So that's a quarterback that's been in the system and had a good season this season as well. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I would expect good things out of the Seminoles next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that makes that offense pretty scary, if you ask me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gives them plenty of weapons to go, especially if Travis Hunter ends up going there, too.
Yeah, true. I mean, that was his original
really
commitment.
scary.
Yeah. I mean, they got Johnny Wilson, too. I think he's like a 6'8" receiver who's just big-time possession receiver, too.
Jordan Travis.
Arizona State transfer, too. And, I mean, he's big time.
Travis Hunter was originally committed to Florida State before he went to Jackson State as well.
Yeah,
so
people forget about that.
As Ethan mentioned, that could be a potential landing spot.
I mean, that could be scary too, because those two on the opposite side on the freaking offense. I mean,
too, and I mean, he played both ways at Jackson State too, Travis Hunter.
Exactly.
He was like wide receiver 1 for them.
I mean,
it's a possibility.
It makes it interesting. I mean, you
does.
can't cover both of those guys.
He's more of an athlete, honestly. I wouldn't really limit him to a single position, but
he can play any position.
Exactly.
He's a Deion Sanders role. I mean,
for real.
Deion.
Exactly. In prime time. Trayshawn Holden, did we mention him?
Yeah, Trayshawn Holden. He's going to Oregon too, and Oregon obviously. Bo Nix, he's returning for another season. So, Oregon, they're going to have some big time, expectations going into next season too. I mean, probably Pac-12, preseason Pac-12 champs, maybe depending on what goes on in at USC this offseason too. But I mean, this is a big time get for them.
Yeah, that's always the standard in Oregon, though, as it should be. I mean, that team, is a perennial contender in the Pac-12, and I think that this, pickup only strengthens that statement. I don't know. I feel like Bo Nix with some more weapons, I mean, they could get something going.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they lost Dante Thornton to the transfer portal too. Yeah. I mean, he was a wide receiver.
Sewell stays too.
Yeah,
and that just strengthens the defense.
Yeah, for sure. Their defense is nasty too. They got some big time players, and I mean, Dan Lanning's their coach, defensive guy too. I mean, obviously, we saw what he did at Georgia with those defenses down there too. And so he's bringing that that SEC flavor defense to up to Eugene too, and I think Sewell and those guys that they have there on defense, I think they're going to do good things.
JoJo Earl.
Yeah, TCU. They're really building a lot of momentum here in the transfer portal and on the recruiting trail. I mean, obviously with making the playoff recently, I mean, and the Big 12 championship game. I mean, this is now becomes a destination program. And I mean, Sonny Dykes, you can't really say enough about what the job that he's done so far in such a short amount of time here at TCU. And JoJo Earl, he's going to be a big time player for them next season too.
Yeah.
Quarterback,
Yeah, quarterback situation's kind of
quarterback situation's up in the air, but he's going to have some weapons to work with though at TCU.
Yeah, we probably should formally mention that Max Duggan put his name in the NFL draft. So
yeah, so
he won't be back next year.
He'll not be back. But
is the running back coming back?
Yeah, Andre Miller, I'm not sure.
He was pretty good.
I would think he's probably going to come back. I don't know how high his draft stock is. I think he's a junior, but
I heard Brian Robinson entered his name, so.
Or Bijan.
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan put his name in the draft as well.
Yeah.
He'll be a stud.
Yeah, he'll probably be the first back off the board.
Most likely,
no doubt.
Doak Walker Award winner. I mean,
he's a stud. He'll probably start his rookie year anywhere he goes.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet. There's a bunch of teams that need running backs.
Yeah, for sure.
Bijan would be a star.
For sure.
I can definitely foresee that happening.
For sure. You guys got any other guys you want to touch on here, or are we ready to?
No, not necessarily in the portal, but, I have a legitimate recruit that we definitely need to talk about. Dante Moore.
For sure. While we're on the topic of, team building and whatnot, let's talk about, Dante Moore. Obviously, Detroit guy, plays at Detroit King here down in Detroit, but he just flipped his recruitment. I mean, we kind of heard leading up to it, there was some smoke maybe, potential maybe, UCLA.
There was definitely some smoke.
And I mean, there was chatter, and I mean, I didn't really think it was going to happen, but I mean, it really just happened super quick out of nowhere. I think yesterday.
That makes UCLA pretty scary. I mean, especially when they enter the Big Ten. I mean, that's just a big get for them.
Yeah, and I mean, Dante.
It's going to make it even more interesting now.
He even said that he was looking forward to playing in the Big Ten, too. That was one of the reasons why he committed to UCLA, which is strange.
Yeah, I was going to say, it kind of seemed like a little bit of a lateral move.
But I think the Bo Nix returning for another year had a big factor in this.
Yeah, he wants to start his freshman year.
And when I heard the Bo Nix news, I was like, man, that UCLA smoke. I mean, maybe there's something to it, He
had posted a picture of his visit or some shit on Instagram in UCLA gear a couple days before he committed as well, so that kind of raised some eyebrows.
I mean, Cali just is also a very fun place to
obviously
play football. So obviously it's gonna bring some people.
Yeah, and they saw what I bet Dante. He probably saw what Chip Kelly did with DTR, and the quarterback. At UCLA. I think he really kind of wants to emulate DTR's play style. Dual threat guy.
Or Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's a Marcus Mariota kind of role,
right?
Because he can use his legs too.
Exactly.
So
I think, I don't know if there's really a quarterback in the nation that wouldn't want to play for a guy like Chip Kelly. Pretty much gotten the most out of every quarterback he's had for the most part. So I like the commitment. I don't know. In the moment, it just kind of seemed like, okay, you're going, from one of the better teams in the Pac-12 to a team that obviously losing Charbonnet, DTR,
and I mean they can't even fill their Rose Bowl.
Exactly. So exposure wise, it kind of was scratching my head a little bit at first, but I mean, I like the fit.
Hey, it's good for him. Hope he does good things. But maybe this isn't the last we hear of him. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was really hoping Jim would hit his line, but it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, we got bigger fish to fry.
Exactly.
We want to chat about Florida Oregon State, guys, what were your thoughts on this game? Because, I mean, Oregon State really just blew them out of the water.
Yeah, I'd like to look back at the tape and see exactly what we mentioned about this game. I don't exactly remember what our takes were, but, I mean, I thought that we were kind of saying, SEC speed type of thing.
We definitely were. And,
yeah.
I mean,
we were mentioning, that SEC is going to be SEC speed is going to be a little different against a team like Oregon State.
No,
but,
and I mean,
quite frankly, it was a non-factor. They got their asses.
Anthony Richardson didn't play in this game. That played a factor. We saw Ohio.
That makes a big difference, right
there.
And
I mean, we saw Ohio State transfer Jack Miller get the start at quarterback for the Gators, and he did not get the job done. I think he was under 200 yards passing. I mean, they scored 3 points, and they were this close to getting shut out. They had to drive down the field with less than a minute left and settle for a field goal just to avoid the shutout. And I mean, you end the season now 6-7. Florida fans, I mean, I don't know if they're very happy with this. And I mean, obviously they look across the street and they see what's going on in Baton Rouge and they see Brian Kelly in year one. I mean, what do? Win the SEC West, go to Atlanta, and I mean, I think Florida fans are looking at that and they're like, how come this guy is doing this at LSU? They took 39 scholarship players to a bowl game last season, and they're in the SEC championship the next year. And I mean, Florida, obviously Dan Mullen didn't leave them with much, but I mean, This is a very surprising result, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would have expected Billy Napier to have a better start to his, tenure at Florida than a 6-7 absolute shellacking in a bowl game against Oregon State.
Yeah,
not exactly what I was expecting. I mean, especially from Anthony Richardson, a talent at quarterback that is tremendous. Everyone kind of the beginning of the season thought that he was going to be a dog after that Utah performance.
Mm-hmm.
Dude went off at the beginning of the season and then kind of steadily declined as the season went on.
Yeah, he had his moments up and down, but really, no consistency.
Mm-hmm.
No consistency at all.
Zero consistency from that team whatsoever. I mean, it showed this past week.
Yeah, they lost to Vanderbilt,
too,
and I mean, they looked like a team that lost to Vanderbilt. I forget which game. I think it was on Saturday. So
it was on Saturday.
Oregon State's not
No.
bad. They had one of the best comebacks I've ever seen against friggin' Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a crazy comeback in that game. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is their third 10-win season in program history. So I mean, hats off to Oregon State, though. And I mean, their coach
might bring some recruits there.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to give respect to Oregon State.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Oregon too this season, so 10-win season there. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, that's great. That's
pretty impressive at Oregon State for sure. So you got to give them the respect where it's due. But
I really just kind of wanted to give a state of the program here for Florida, and I mean, can you really just think about these last 2 years really for Florida? I mean, they went from Dan Mullen, a guy that really had them they had him in the SEC championship game like 2 short years ago in the COVID season. I mean, they took that Alabama team to the wire. Not many people remember that.
Yeah.
All they remember is the shoe throwing incident by Marco Wilson. And I mean, this is a bit,
that team, like you just said, that team had playoff aspirations a few short years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they really were going to put themselves in that discussion had they had beaten LSU, and maybe, that close loss to Alabama, doesn't look so bad if, you take care of your business the rest of the way. But they had a really talented team. Your Kyle Pitts, Kadarius Toney, they've really
Trask.
And I mean,
they've fallen from grace, honestly, and
it's
it's sad to see. At least for me, I like to watch Florida football. I feel like college football is at its best when Florida is good.
Yeah.
And, schools like that are good. But the state of the program, I mean, honestly, it's a red alert for me at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. It's
red alert.
I think next season is huge for Billy Napier and his staff to put together a winning season. Regain the fan bases, their trust and their loyalty here a little bit, because I think a lot of Florida fans, they're maybe questioning, doubting a little bit. Is this the right guy for this program? And I mean, this is a program that's.
They have to do something different with the defense, because the defense just doesn't look good for sure.
Picked apart.
When you get picked apart like that, I mean, it's just not good. It's not a good sign. I mean, when Michigan had that 1 year where their defense got picked apart, it just never looked good. So you got to fix the defense before you can do anything with the offense.
Defense wins championships at the end of the day. You got to work from the defense up, and
for sure.
And this Florida team fell short of that. Obviously, we got to give Billy Napier a pass in his first season. I feel like
for sure. But next season, it's
the eyes are on him.
The eyes are on him, and I mean, there's no more excuses. It's it's put up or shut up time for real.
I don't even really know if it's a personnel issue.
No, I think it definitely is a personnel issue.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, I don't think they got the guys to, be where they want to go right now. Like, do you know of any stalwarts on their defensive side of the ball? Can you name one of their starters? Like,
no.
I mean, on some of these great Florida teams, you knew they're starting their corners and their good defensive ends, and I mean, they don't got those guys right now. They don't really have the wide receiver talent. Like, you probably couldn't even name one of their wide receivers right now, and I mean, outside of Anthony Richardson, like
nobody.
You don't really know anybody. So I think
a whole bunch of nobody.
We got to wait for Billy Napier to get his guys in here. And I mean, I think it's just about being patient right now, Florida fans.
Yeah, we're looking at Dan Mullen's scraps on the field.
Yeah, for sure. So. His recruiting classes weren't great in his final season. I think that was one of the reasons why they decided to move away from him. But state of the program at the moment for Florida, I'd say it's a red alert. I'd say you gotta get on it. We'll give you one more year, but after that. It's panic mode.
But it does take some time. I mean, you gotta get your guys in there. You gotta
for sure. Look at Jim Harbaugh.
I mean, he wasn't the best his first year. He had a decent season, but I mean,
Brady Hoke left him with a little bit more than Dan Mullen did.
Yeah, that's fair to say. I feel like I don't know. Dan Mullen kind of left
guys in the transfer. I mean, Florida's one of the best high school.
States,
so
one of the pipeline states.
They'll probably bring in some
Florida
big recruits, but I mean they're recruiting right now with Florida State.
Exactly.
So,
that's what we mentioned.
Florida State is looking fantastic.
Yeah,
exactly. That's
for sure.
I just don't know if Billy Napier is really going to be able to steal recruits away from Florida State at the moment and what Mike Norvell is building. I don't know.
For sure. And I mean Mario Cristobal and his staff, they're Bulldogs on the trail. They have one of the top 5 class right now, recruiting class.
Yeah.
And I mean there's recruiters everywhere. Billy Napier, can he get it going? Can he get the ball rolling?
Can he eat with the big fish? That's
exactly. Can he eat with the big fish? I think it's a big question. We're going to see it answered here soon before long, I think.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the next game here on the schedule. But we just want to run through these real quick. Cincinnati, Louisville. We touched on this in last show, and I mean we picked Cincinnati to win here, and they got. No Malik Cunningham. Is that what his name is?
Malik Cunningham for Louisville, the quarterback.
His name's not Malik Cunningham.
Yeah, it is.
Is it Cunningham?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think Malik Cunningham. I think it is too. The quarterback did not play in this game, obviously, for Louisville, and they still won. They still won convincingly here. I mean, Luke Fickell. Obviously, there's no Luke Fickell on the sideline for the Bearcats. There's no Scott Satterfield on the sideline for Louisville. But I mean, Louisville gets this done here, and I mean. Hats off to them. 8-win season here. I don't know when the last time they had an 8-win season was.
Lamar Jackson.
Did he win 8 games?
Yeah, for sure.
They were.
I think first year. At least.
They were.
Okay.
He's at least.
Yeah, but this
year.
This is a good season. I mean, Jeff Brown. He's going to be taking over here in Louisville here, and I mean, I think he's going to be inheriting some good players, and I think he's going to be inheriting a nice team.
Yeah. I have some comments about Cincinnati. What we mentioned, last pod about this game was that they still have playoff guys. These guys still have playoff experience. They just had the better players. That was our take.
Yeah.
Boy, was that proven wrong.
No, yeah.
In this game, it just was not what we.
I tuned in for a little while, and I mean Louisville was handing it to them. I mean they were just stifling them on defense the whole game, and I mean Cincinnati really couldn't do much of anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Cincinnati, obviously, they weren't themselves this season. They lost a lot of production to the league. Obviously, Desmond Ridder, Kobe Bryant, Sauce Gardner, they lost a lot of guys. So we're not going to sit here and act like they were, going to make the playoff and do a repeat performance like that. It's obviously not that type of team, but still, I don't know if this is a I don't know. To me, this doesn't seem acceptable from what that program was just a few short years ago. You can't lose in a bowl game to Louisville when
Scott Satterfield taking over at Cincinnati too. Louisville head coach.
They did no switcheroo.
Crazy. I mean, he's gonna try to get this program back to where they were last season. And I mean, I think they've got the potential, and I think he has the potential to get it done. But I mean. This isn't really what you want to see, though.
No. I mean, losing Luke Fickell is going to be tough. I think that they're going to have a hangover from the Luke Fickell era for sure.
For sure. Best coach in school history.
Oh, no doubt. I mean,
they're a good program. They're a good program, though. But I mean,
they've had some guys through their program too. Like underrated NFL players have come through Cincinnati. So it's it's a place where guys go and where
They
guys
get
develop.
developed,
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to see them, make it back to the heights that they were at, especially with the playoff expanding.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, state of the program for Cincinnati, it's a little bit disappointment at the moment.
Yeah, definitely disappointment, I think is the way to put it. But Louisville, I mean, things are looking up, and I mean, both schools are going to have new coaches, so things are going to look completely different no matter what. I mean, players are going to be leaving.
Yeah,
you're going to be getting players in, so the team's going to probably look completely different. But I mean, it's really just is a good cherry on top of the season for Louisville.
Yeah,
I think.
I'd even take this game with a grain of salt, considering that neither team has a head coach, but still,
and a couple
notable game,
sure.
Worth mentioning. These guys.
Yeah, and let's switch gears here, guys. Back to the league. The league. I know we wanted to get to this. We had a crazy ass Sunday, and I mean
loaded ass slate.
So crazy, and I mean there were just so many good games. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I think we got to discuss the elephant in the room here, guys, and that is Minnesota Vikings here, guys.
Let's just.
I'm sorry, the Indianapolis.
Matt Ryan is the biggest choke artist
the Indianapolis
in the NFL
Colts.
history.
They were up 33-0 at halftime.
I watched that whole game.
33-0.
It was the greatest comeback you'll ever see.
I think is it like the biggest comeback in NFL history?
It is.
Okay.
They let these frauds come back from 33 down.
Hey, man.
They let these frauds come back from 33 down.
But I mean,
the defense. I don't know how that defense just doesn't do anything in the second half. They just look like absolute horse. Horse shit.
They were outscored by 36 points in the second half. 36 points.
Yeah, no, like
36.
They scored 3 in this. I think they scored maybe 6 or 3.
36-3 in the second half.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's insane. That's like a game's worth of points right there.
I thought it was over at halftime.
It should have been
33-0. Yeah.
There were so many people that left the stadium and they thought it was over. I mean, Matt Ryan can't get anything going.
Like, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Like, Kirk Cousins here almost threw for 500 yards in this game.
But it also hurt. The Colts did lose Jonathan Taylor in that game.
It does.
So they lost him on like the 5th snap.
But their season was over anyway. They weren't going to make the playoffs.
Oh no, they weren't going to make the playoffs. But
I mean, the Vikings here, guys. The Vikings.
It's a big
win.
This
is a big win.
This is a big win.
Big ass win.
It's a massive win.
I mean, they now are pretty much almost locked in for the division.
Yeah.
So.
I'd say they're beyond locked in.
They're locked in. They could.
Yeah, they clinched the division. So I mean, with this win,
I want to talk to you guys. Is Kirk Cousins in the MVP race here?
No.
Hell no.
No?
Hell no.
I'm seeing all this smoke on Twitter, guys. That
Dude,
Kirk Cousins is in the MVP race. Is this true?
Kirk Cousins is the most overrated quarterback in the league.
Most overrated QB in the league?
Easy.
I wouldn't go that far as saying he's the most
is.
overrated in the league. I don't know.
100%.
I think the team is a bit overrated, but Kirk
He's
Cousins.
overrated.
Hey, but they got some good wins.
That
though.
team,
They do
that
have some
team
good wins.
gets a better quarterback. They're a top team in the NFL. 100%.
They're already a top team in the NFL.
They're 11-3, division champ.
Probably the top team.
What are they going to be? The 2 seed in the NFC?
You got Jay Jettas, you got Adam Thielen, and now T.J. Hawkinson. I mean, that offense is scary, and you got Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
Hey, but I mean, he's
defense,
getting the job done. He threw 460 this Sunday, and I mean,
it's not hard to throw for 460 when you got the best weapons in the NFL.
Hey, but he's getting it done here. He's getting it done, and I mean,
This is a big step up from having the best weapons in the NFL and not making the playoffs
like last season.
So got to give them their flowers, but at the same time,
well, you got an offensive-minded coach now.
But
first-year head coach, right?
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell.
You're going to be playing games like this, not like this, but you're going to be playing games against far superior opponents in the playoffs. You can't let a 33-point
So let's check this out.
deficit.
What are we thinking here, guys? The Vikings, they close with the Giants, the Packers, and the Bears.
They went out.
You guys think they went out? You go 2-1 here? And they play at the Packers. That's never easy play at Lambeau. They play at the Bears. The Bears, they've been up and down.
look good on Monday
Yeah,
night.
they did look good.
Our defense finally stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's Baker Mayfield.
I was going to say they looked good against the Rams. I mean, this Rams team is kind of. We're talking about falling from grace. That Rams team has.
They sold their soul for the
Lions.
championship.
The Lions need it since they have their first round pick, so we're all smiling.
Exactly. We're happy about the Rams. Obviously,
For sure, but so we're thinking 3-0 here. We think
I think
the Vikings lock up the division here.
Oh, for sure, probably.
Yeah, it's already they clinched it with this win.
I mean, but the Bears aren't something to mess with because freaking Justin Fields looks elite this year. That's for sure.
Any given Sunday for Justin Fields, honestly,
it's scary. I mean, he was competing with the Eagles most of that game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Any really given Sunday for Justin Fields, he's a talent.
For sure. Do we want to?
Yeah, there's a bunch of games. I mean,
we want to touch on the Lions here.
Yeah, I think the Lions
we
are
want to touch on
worthy.
The hottest team in the NFL, guys.
So this Lions team started 1-6, and have now since flipped the script.
6-1 now.
And gone 6-1 in their last 7, with a chance to win out and make the playoffs. Tell me that. Tell me how just
7-0?
tasty that sounds.
The offense switched it up. That's what happened. I mean, dude, they just look elite now. I mean, Jared Goff is just looking like an MVP candidate.
MVP candidate.
Dude, he's throwing. I mean, he hasn't thrown a pick in probably 2 or 3 weeks.
That is true. I have noticed that.
Yeah, the 0 in the interception column. We spoke on that a long ass time ago in one of the first episodes of this podcast. As long as Jared Goff can keep producing, getting the ball to those weapons and having zeros in the interception column, this offense wins games.
Yeah, I didn't like the way the Lions secondary played in this game. They made Zach Wilson. They gave up some crazy completions here in this game, but they got the job done. 20-17. Jared Goff led the game-winning drive here, and this is big for their confidence. And this is a game they had to have, in my opinion, in order to make the playoffs.
Shoot, man, they're 300 or they're 500 at the moment. That is just
they
can't ask for anything better.
If they can go 3-0 down the stretch here and finish the season 10-7, I think they can make the playoffs here. Wild card game.
They're a playoff lock if they win out. Yeah. That's the thing. It's just we don't know if they're going to have any wiggle room if they lose one of those games.
They're going to have to score.
Go to their
the remaining.
Yeah, I know they play the Packers, Bears, and Carolina. Carolina's this weekend at Carolina.
That's a win for sure.
That's a win.
Yeah, at Carolina, the Bears at home, and then at Lambeau to close out.
At Lambeau's going to be
that's going to be the scary game. That's the trap game for sure.
The stakes for that game are going to be insane, dude. Insane.
Because both teams really kind of need that game.
The Packers, I don't know if they really have a, I don't really know if their hats in the race, but Lions are in firm control of second place. They might have 6 and 8.
So
if the Lions fall off a cliff,
if the Lions
would have to
need the
lose
Lions
at least
to
2 of the 3. Which they can. Justin Fields almost scared him the first time. So
I'm not going to completely.
This game is huge, then.
Yes, that's a massive game.
This game is huge.
A massive game. Mark your calendars. January 8th. Lions at Packers. That game is going to have major playoff implications.
Yeah.
Major. For that last wild card
spot in the NFC. The last regular season game of the season for the Lions.
Exactly. It's going to be crazy. I like to see them take care of business this weekend in Carolina and then win at home against Chicago and have it all come down to that game would be insane at Lambeau.
It would be insane.
But Ben Johnson deserves all of his praise. This offense is very good.
He continues to cook.
He's a what did Dan Campbell say? He's a pit bull playing receiver.
Good.
And
there's tight end. He scored the game.
Brock Wright.
He's looking great now too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially when you lose T.J. Hawkinson, a big part of that offense, and he comes out of nowhere and just starts playing well. So it helps the offense out more. So
it's just awesome to see because this team is actively winning games and building for its future. Trading Hawkinson for those pick swaps, and obviously having possession of the Rams pick and their own pick. They're going to have, I forget what it was, like 6 of the first 66 picks in this draft or something like that.
That's what I like to see.
6 of the first 68. That's incredible.
And they could potentially make the playoffs with those picks.
So, watch out for this team, man.
They got a bright future.
They have an extremely bright future.
For sure.
We mentioned the other day that, Dan Campbell's name was, was kind of being slandered on. We were like, bro, is this guy really the
right player? A couple short weeks ago, really. Yeah. We were questioning, is this really the guy for the job? 1-6 to start the season. We thought it was, going to be a repeat, another top 5 pick. And, it doesn't look like that's going to be, they're going to get the Rams pick, but they're not going to have top 5 pick. They're going to be most likely in the wild card game.
Yeah. Which, who knows who they'll play, but either way, they beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
They're capable of, playing toe-to-toe with a team like the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, not trying to say that they're going to come in and win a playoff game. That would be a lot to ask.
Yeah, but they're I mean, like, they could beat anybody right now.
Yeah,
let's be honest. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Like, there isn't like nobody wants to line up and play the Lions.
If I had smoke with any team in that NFC playoff picture at the moment, it is the Dallas Cowboys. We need to avenge that bullshit ass playoff loss with Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. That shit would be poetic. That shit would be major.
Yeah,
major
but I don't know
poetic.
if they're gonna make it either.
Cowboys?
Yeah,
I guess they are in the wild card
They
picture.
freaking fell last week. I mean,
Yeah.
they had a 17-point lead on the Jags.
Yeah, let's talk about
Still
That's true.
Let's talk about
Still
the.
I forgot they weren't even leading the division. That's the Eagles.
Let's chat then. Let's talk about the Cowboys real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Let's
they
switch
could
gears.
Yeah,
easily,
this shit is
they could
crazy.
easily lose their spots to the Giants or the freaking Commanders at the moment. That's neck and neck for all of them.
Hey, Giants and Commanders, Lions have the tiebreaker over both those teams. So don't forget that tie could come and bite both those teams in the ass. But this game right here was crazy. Trevor Lawrence,
Jacksonville.
Zay Jones breakout game.
Zay Jones, yeah,
3 tutties,
dude,
100+ yards.
dude went
110.
nuts.
Mhm.
Dude went nuts, and Dak. I mean, they just fell apart and threw crucial interceptions.
It wasn't it a pick six? Was
Pick
that
6 to end it, yeah.
Yeah. The second walk-off pick six of the day, and I mean, Joe watched this. This guy,
Steven ain't clowning, bro.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
Anyway.
the dude's a
But
clown.
yeah, I mean, the Cowboys. Everyone loves to see this. No one likes the Cowboys, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you know,
is
this
it almost time to find the Dak replacement? I mean,
They have the Dak
they
replacement
got
on the bench.
Cooper Rush on the bench, Lansing Catholic Cougar, and everything.
Exactly. They have Cooper Rush, bro. What does he have a better? What was it? They
he
had
was
better
like
winning
3-1.
percentage. Better winning percentage than Dak.
He was 3-1 on the season, I think.
Some crazy. He was undefeated at one point as a starter. I remember.
Yeah, he
when they
started
lost the
4
game.
games, I think, and lost the last one to the
It
Eagles,
sucks.
Yeah,
which I mean is the best team in the NFL. So
Yeah.
You guys got any other thoughts on this game?
No, I mean it's just a
It's just
choke job.
typical
really.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean cowgirls gonna cowgirls really. I mean love to see Trevor Lawrence win a big game.
Yeah, I love the Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's a big time player.
Yeah.
He's gonna do good things.
Love to see Doug Peterson and the boys get a big win.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I wanted to talk about which game was it? The Raiders. We're the Raiders. I want to talk about the Patriots here, guys.
Lord,
I want to
God.
Tilly B, man.
talk about the Patriots here, man.
just doing too much on the
I
last
think-
play, that's for sure.
I think Bill Belichick is tampering, guys.
He's tanking for a better draft.
I think he intentionally told them to do that lateral bullshit at the end of the game, just so they could get that better draft pick, guys.
I mean, but there's no way they thought it was going to be a freaking...
Is it completely?
take it back to the
it's
house sort of thing.
completely dumb. It was so.
Yeah.
I
stupid.
mean, why... You just go down at that point
it's
and
a
play
tie
for
game.
OT.
It's tied. Yeah, it's
It was a
exactly.
tie. You weren't losing.
When I first saw that, I thought for sure that they were down by 1 or something.
No,
no
they
way.
were tied.
I mean, me
You
and
take a
Ashley
quick-
were together when it happened, and I was like,
Take
it's
a
a tie game. So I was like, all right, they're going to OT. And Ashley goes, the Raiders won. I was like, how did that happen? And we
He
saw the
took it-
review,
take
the
a quick-
replay, and then we're like, what the hell are they doing?
Take a quick glance at the scoreboard and it's tied. What the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Dude, yeah, that's insane. It was one of the craziest endings I've ever seen.
I've never seen anything like that happen.
Completely stupid. Something so stupid
Exactly.
that could cause you to lose a game.
I mean, this
like
is a
that.
team that's in the wild card race in the AFC.
Exactly.
So I don't know, man. I mean, they're playing. They're obviously competing against the Jets, a divisional opponent for that playoff spot too. And
I think Mac
Doesn't look
Jones
like
is
they wanna
gone. Then is he gone?
Nah, Mac Jones. I think they just
Mac
need more. They need more around Mac Jones because they got no weapons. I mean, their leading receiver is Jacoby Myers.
bro,
I mean, he's an undrafted
Mac Jones-
They got
free
Hunter
agent.
Henry still.
They still got Hunter Henry, but
He's not producing like he
come out.
was.
he's not producing like he was in LA. So
I'll come out with a little bit of a hot take here. I think Mac Jones is as good as gone.
You
Honestly,
think?
yes, absolutely, bro.
I know
he's
he
pissed.
hates.
I know
he
he's
hates his
pissed.
freaking offensive coordinator.
I know he's voiced his opinions on being unhappy
Yeah.
in New England and
Their play
Foxborough.
call, their
Yeah.
freaking offense. Is
Yeah,
They
just
run the
horrible.
Jim Harbaugh offense.
No,
They-
it's the Matt Patricia offense.
He
It
just-
screens and screens more.
They
Okay.
won't let him throw the damn ball. I mean,
so the Jim Harbaugh offense.
yes, exactly. They
Okay.
won't let him throw the damn ball.
They-
And I mean, he's expressed his discomfort with that offense. I think you put this dude in most offenses in the NFL, and he thrives. I think he's a stud personally.
Yeah.
If Jared
for
Goff
sure.
wasn't seeing the success he is, I would say Lions should pursue
To
Mac
pick him
Jones.
up on the cheap.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
he's basically Jared Goff, just however many years younger. So I don't know. I mean, if the Lions think that maybe it'd be down the road a better option to move on from Goff. You always have a guy like Mac Jones who obviously could be on the move.
Right.
I wouldn't hate that either. I like Mac Jones. I think. Yeah, I don't know. He's a stud, and I hate to see him in an offense that isn't suited to his needs. It's tough. But yeah, boneheaded decision at the end of the game.
I think they fire Matt Patricia at the end of the year. So
they should.
Is he the offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No.
I thought he's just a line coach.
I thought he was a defense.
No, he's the offensive coordinator.
Oh, that's right. He is the offensive.
Who let that bum have a job?
He was there before.
Who would give that bum
before
a job?
the Lions? So I mean, Billy B just like, I'll take you back.
Kansas City, Houston. Houston, they were coming for heads in this game, bro. I don't know if you saw this game. They were dirty hits in this game. They were flying at the Chiefs, runners and receivers. They were dominating this game early, and Patrick Mahomes did Patrick Mahomes things.
Yeah, I mean, a 1-12 team. I mean,
yeah.
What do you expect? You're just gonna just go out there and just do whatever the hell you want.
Shoot, they looked like the Bounty Gate Saints out there, bro. Like, I swear, they were throwing hits. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Patrick Mahomes did Patrick Mahomes things. Took him overtime.
I mean, yeah, him and Travis Kelce just have a different sort of.
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
I mean, they have a different sort of relationship. I mean,
they got a crazy
greatest,
connection.
Probably quarterback and tight end duo right now. So
yeah.
What do you think of these guys? The Super Bowl favorites then?
Nah, dude, I have a dark horse.
Super Bowl favorites, but they're probably AFC favorites.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a dark horse pick for the Super Bowl and AFC.
Who?
The Cincinnati Bengals are peaking.
No, for sure.
I like Tom Brady through there.
For sure. Let's go back. I want to chat about that game.
I mentioned, my opinion on the Cincinnati Bengals on the last pod too. Look at the Bengals. They are looking like a damn good, damn complete team right now, man.
No, and I mean the Bucs were up 17-3 at halftime.
Yeah, we were watching this game too.
And the Bengals just came out throwing haymakers in the second half.
I mean, Tom Brady was just under pressure all day, he couldn't. He threw 2 picks he was getting rushed. He got hit and threw it, and they were lucky picks. I mean, they were pretty much inches from the ground. So
yeah,
he had a bad game. I mean, he had a fumble.
I feel like he's been having a lot of those lately.
What's that QBR ranking again? What, 23rd, 24th in the NFL?
Yeah.
So our Tom's best days passed him.
Probably. I mean, he's what, 44, 45?
Yeah, I think. Here, let's check out his QBR real quick. 45 years of age, and this guy.
But I mean, losing your coach last year, and the guy that they put in
Bruce Arians retired.
Bruce Arians ended up going up.
He's in the
GM.
Oh, he pulled the Brad Stevens.
Yeah, he did.
They freaking picked the worst coach to go in there. Though. Todd Bowles is just not a good coach.
So listen,
he tanked for the Jets at that one time. So
Tom Brady has a QBR of 50.5. 22nd in the league, and I would love to see who's below him. But I mean, this is insane. This is unprecedented. I mean, should he have just retired in the offseason? You guys think?
Yeah, I think he should have, went out on kind of a high horse. I know he didn't really, obviously they didn't win the Super Bowl. But
I think he should have retired after that COVID season when they won the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they had a damn good team last year, and I think that they easily could have made it to the Super Bowl. They came down to a, really close game with the Rams. He thought, might as well give it another crack, and it's just not turning out well for him, honestly. It's really sad to see.
It's just not the same offense as it was with Bruce Arians. So
it's really sad to see.
And the defense too. It's not like
I mean, they're not the best either.
They've been strangely struggling.
Yeah.
Like they got players on that defense, and to see them struggle the way they have. I mean, they gave up 35 to the damn 49ers with Brock Purdy at quarterback like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a question mark for sure.
Shoot.
It's the secondary. I mean, they got nobody in the secondary anymore.
Yeah.
It's just they lost all their big guys, and most of those guys in the secondary are past their prime. So,
yeah, defense is getting a little old, just like their quarterback.
I mean, their defensive line's still good, and
they got Devin White. Yeah.
Their linebackers are still good. They got Levante David. Yeah. Devin White, but they just got nobody that can cover downfield. It's just
Sean Murphy Bunting.
I don't even know if he's playing.
He's mid. Antoine
Winfield was hurt.
Carlton Davis, he's not good.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I mean, obviously, we don't want to, come down on that team too hard because they are leading their division right now in firm control of that division at 6-8.
Shithole division.
Playoff.
Which is kind of crazy because
On
2
the
years
rise.
ago you would never think that would be the case because that division was just
Division was stacked.
stacked a couple of years ago with Matty Ice and everyone like
Matty Ice
that.
and
But
the Saints were good.
the Saints were playing at the
Panthers
top.
are always
but
just
they
doing Panthers
lost.
things.
I mean, it's just changed completely because you got 3 new head coaches in that division now
Speaking of
since 2 years ago.
Speaking of Drew Brees,
Four
I
different
forgot
head
about that.
coaches.
Interim coach.
Drew Brees,
Yeah.
he's a quarterbacks coach.
Did you see that for Purdue?
Yeah, for Purdue.
That's crazy. That's some crazy
Go
shit.
boiler up, man.
Boiler up, baby. Yeah. I feel like another game we should mention on the NFL slate is this Miami-Buffalo game. It was a solid game, one of the first games of the weekend.
Snow was coming down.
21 degrees and like 10, 15 mile per hour winds. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's typical Buffalo.
The fact that the Dolphins held into this game was kind of surprising to me.
Oh, yeah, they were leading.
Warm weather team that
I mean,
could have won this game.
It's kind of hard not to stay in that game when you have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I mean, it's hard to cover those two at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I
Tre'Davious White.
even what's his name? The running back that's the backup.
Mostert.
He had a freaking
Playoff for
130,
him at
130 yards.
Yeah.
He was running the ball great. I mean, this defense is just not as good as everyone thought it was, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Bills, obviously still a lot of people's attractive pick for the, obviously the Super Bowl. Got squeaked out a divisional rivalry game here in the blizzard. It was just a solid game all around. Josh Allen had a hell of a performance. 25 for 40, 304 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dawson Knox had a day. I mean, yeah, it's Bills doing Bills things.
Yeah, the Bills are doing Bills things.
Yeah. But, a lot of stuff, obviously to happen in this NFL season. We got 3 weeks left. A lot of teams are circled. You got obviously the Lions for us are, a very big factor right now for playoff contention. It's really heating up, so we're going to be delivering you guys the the NFL news in these coming weeks. It's going crazy right now.
It is, damn right.
Yeah. Do you guys? I feel like I want to, see just who you guys got in each conference at the moment. Like, if you guys could give a dark horse Super Bowl pick from each conference.
And
I mean, the Dolphins, they could be a dark horse for sure.
Yeah, the
I
wild
mean,
card.
They'll probably make the playoff, but their weapons are crazy. So, especially once they get Jeff Wilson back, that just makes them even more better. So,
Can you pull up the playoff picture and put it on the screen?
where do I get the playoff? Oh, here, bro, right?
Yeah. I think so. Right there. Yep.
That's not what I wanted, though. That's just like wins tiebreaker over Kansas.
Yeah, you can put that up and just switch to the NFC when we're talking about the NFC.
the Tennessee Titans, they had a good game against the freaking Chargers. They ended up losing late, but with Derrick Henry, you never know.
How are they the 4 seed at 7-7, but the Ravens are the 5 below them at 9-5? That makes no sense.
Okay. I think, like you were saying, my dark horse team, got to be the Bengals.
Yeah.
Joe Shiesty. You can't count him out. And Jamar.
They could easily go back to the Super Bowl.
For sure. We've seen what they can do,
Even their defense was playing pretty well.
They're improved.
Sunday. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're a dangerous team. I really like their chances come playoff time.
Just all depends on that. Jaguars could steal a spot in there too.
They could. So. Like we said earlier, we see this, kind of traffic jam of AFC East teams.
They gotta play the Jets this week, so on Thursday. So
it'll be nice.
Be interesting. Especially if they win that big game, it'll be a playoff push for sure.
So I'm gonna give for my NFC dark horse. I'm gonna give 2. Obviously for the culture, I have to give the Detroit Lions because they're gonna squeak into the playoffs at 10-7.
Culture.
That's awesome, but I don't really know if there's a clear-cut dark horse. I feel like I kind of got to go with the favorite. I feel like the Eagles are just.
That's not true. There's a dark horse in the freaking 49ers.
Yeah, I thought about saying the Niners.
Brock Purdy's playing pretty well, even for Mr. Irrelevance.
Yeah,
you still got great freaking weapons, especially Debo ends up coming back in the playoffs. I mean, that just makes it more interesting.
I just don't know if Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant,
exactly.
rookie, is going to have success.
I don't think so either. But I mean, I want to give a dark horse team.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been doing it against the best. So
listen, I think right now in the NFC, it's a battle of who's going to suck less. And in my opinion, if the Cowboys can just not suck as much as the Vikings here, I think there's a chance that they could bring this thing to the Super Bowl, guys.
Jeez.
I've been picking them.
Cowboys?
I've been picking them every year.
Clinched the playoffs right there. So
Yikes.
eventually, I mean, like you
I
said.
think eventually, right? I think it's all about matchups.
I mean,
here.
you never count out
All
Tom
about
Brady,
matchups.
though, in the playoffs.
Exactly. You never want to count out Tom, though.
Tom is crazy in the playoffs.
But
He
Tom-
plays different.
Tom,
But you just got to figure out the defense.
but Tom needs to play defense, in my opinion. I think he's going to need to play free safety if they're going to want any chance.
You got. I mean, he's just gonna have to put up points. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The offense got to be
There's got to
moving
score
on all
every time.
cylinders to make a push, because eventually you're gonna have to play either the 49ers, Vikings, or Eagles. So
I don't know why. I just feel like it's going to be. There's going to be a new team in the Super Bowl this year. I just don't know if that new team's going to come out of the AFC, which is kind of what everyone's expecting with the Bills. I have a feeling the Eagles are going to be the new team, and they're not even necessarily a new team because they just won the damn Super Bowl, like 3-4 years ago?
2019.
Yeah, so.
Could be the Bills. Bills could make it.
Bills could make it.
They just got to get through Kansas City.
Yeah, they just got it. That's true.
I don't know. I mean, Josh Allen he sometimes can play super well, and sometimes he can just not look the best. So.
Well, we're forgetting about Joe Shiesty.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I mean, Joe, we're not
I
forgetting
think
about
I think
Joe.
they're the favorites in that division for sure.
Who?
The
Bills?
The Bengals.
I agree.
I mean, even the Bengals or the Chiefs. I mean, those two, I'm pretty sure could easily make the.
I'm glad you guys agree with me on this. 'Cause I thought that I was kind of, I don't know, coming out on a limb saying that I think the Bengals are.
Truly, the Baltimore Ravens won't make it past the first round.
No, they never will. They never will.
Unless they get Lamar healthy, then there's no way.
Yeah.
And they get some wide
I
receivers.
don't even think they have enough weapons to make it past. So.
They need some wide receivers.
If Lamar would have to have like 500 yards rushing.
If there's a
to
team
make chance.
I'd love to see make it to the Super Bowl, it'd be Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
I would too,
Oh,
but
100%.
But it's not going to happen.
unfortunately, they're not good enough.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh needs to
defense,
fix
I
the
mean, is.
I mean, they got Mike McDonald as their D coordinator. I mean, they got
They have no damn
defense
receiver.
is the reason why they stay in games.
and they got
too.
David Ajabo.
Yeah, he's coming back this weekend.
They got Roquan Smith too. I
They
mean,
did?
They traded for him.
They have no receivers on the damn roster.
They got Devin Duvernay.
and Rashad Bateman.
Well, they got Allen Robinson.
No, Rashad Bateman's
No,
out for the year,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And Allen Robinson is on the Rams.
No, they got some washed guy, and everyone thought he was really good.
Oh, they got Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deshaun Jackson.
exactly.
He's like 45.
Get Lamar some goddamn receivers, and maybe he'll make the playoffs. I mean, this guy had what was he? He had the passing crown. Like 3 seasons ago? He was the best passer in the NFL. So anyone who wants to talk about Lamar can just
Even Mark Andrews is not playing.
Yeah, and Mark Andrews is his top receiver.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews is not even playing at his best right now.
Exactly.
So, he's coming off an injury.
I don't want to hear the whole Lamar's a running back type debate because
I mean, the
he's
big thing to talk about though is, do the Eagles win out? Because I mean, they don't got no Jalen Hurts no more.
They
For the rest
don't?
of- for the rest of the year.
Did
Probably
we forget to
Really?
mention
For the-
that?
Not the rest of the year, regular season, I should say.
I know he's not playing this weekend.
You got a sprained shoulder, so
Yeah, sprained shoulder. He won't
Who's
play
their
against
backup, Gardner?
Gardner Minshew, but apparently there was some bullshit that went
They'll be
down.
fine.
Like he got
Gardner's
dismissed from practice or some
Gardner's
shit
the
today.
Gardner's a
He
dog.
Yeah, apparently he got.
So who's their third string?
That's the
I think
question.
they're gonna sign Brian Mawerke tonight. Actually,
Shea Patterson. No, I don't know, but apparently there's some turmoil in the Eagles locker room. Gardner Minshew got dismissed from practice. I don't know. It's probably a smoke screen. They'll be fine, but yeah, I mean they play the Cowboys this weekend.
Cowgirls.
Big game this weekend on
Cowgirls.
Saturday.
I'm telling you, I don't know if the Cowboys will make the playoffs.
Cowgirls are getting it done this Saturday.
I don't know.
Everybody
Book
remember?
it.
If Gardner Minshew plays, I think the Eagles win.
I agree. Gardner's a dog.
Gardner is a stud.
but
Yeah, Gardner's
the Cowgirls
baller.
need this game. They're gonna get it done.
He's got to win for
Book
Coach
it.
Leach. Gardner's got to win for Coach Leach.
You're gonna look like a freaking clown when Zega absolutely
No,
handed.
no.
Nah, that defense is
No.
the only good part of
Micah-
that defense is Trayvon Diggs and
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons is gonna have Gardner in
No
in
way,
hell
not with that
for
offensive line.
for 2
Not
hours.
with that offensive line.
No.
Jason Kelsey freaking
Miles Sanders better run for 200 on him.
Well, I don't know about that, but
No, he will. He will. It's gonna be blow.
but they have a crazy passing offense, so
Gardner Minshew about to have 405 tutties. He's doing it for Coach Leach.
I mean, even
Coach Leach.
I mean,
didn't Dak go to Mississippi State?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's gonna do it for Coach
Dak's
Leach
gonna
too.
do it for Coach Leach.
True.
Even though he didn't play for Coach Leach.
Exactly.
He's gonna do it for the Mississippi State fans out there.
I want to let the fans at home know that if you're looking to watch NFL games this weekend, they're not on Sunday. They're on Saturday. Obviously, the holiday is on Sunday. We have like 2 games. Three on Christmas Sunday. The majority of the games are on Saturday. So if you want to tune into the Detroit Lions playing,
you're gonna want to tune in.
Yeah, to the Carolina Panthers, it's going to be this Saturday, not Sunday, at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Lions are going to be one step closer to a playoff berth.
Don't the Cowboys play on Saturday?
Don't the Michigan Wolverines play in Charlotte?
They do. They play
in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, Juwan and them boys are about to play the Tar Heels.
Yeah,
we're not talking about basketball.
We're
on this
probably
show. We don't. Yeah. We're not college basketball fans on this show.
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment for sure.
We're saving that.
We're all in on football.
Talking, all in on football season. At the moment. You can see the football in the middle of the Loaded Slate Sports Podcast logo. Focusing on football until football season is over.
And then we'll change that to a basketball and we'll talk about hoops, all right? Because
exactly.
We got the hoops fans out there. We got to get you guys.
Yeah, we got to cater to all of our all of our viewers here.
Anyway.
But
anyway, how long have we been going?
A while.
A while?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half.
Oh my god.
Has it really?
It's 9:30.
What is it going to be like?
Okay,
just an hour.
We're fine.
So, thank you boys for watching. This was Ethan, our special guest for the NFL report here.
Yes, sir.
Jack, Ashton, a rebrand.
Oh!
If you want to pull the logo up real quick. Now it's
gone.
It's gone.
We got to end the show, guys.
All right, well, rebrand, Loaded Slate Sports Podcast. You know what, boys?
We'll see you guys next Saturday.
We're about to have a... About to be a bowl season.
We'll see you guys next show.